Hi, welcome to Marvel Spider-Man. Right. So before I start, I had a donation incentive for suit. I assume it's undies.
Let me check that real quick.
I just automatically assume I'm wearing the underpants.
Where do we have it?
And while he's checking, I am just clipped inside the
Yes, undies. Undies, exactly.
yeah, it's always undies. Worry, there's the undies. Yeah, so I'm just inside the Avengers Tower just to show that you can't clip inside stuff because not really many. There's no out of bounds in this run. So before I start, I just want to quickly go over the different gadgets, just because if I do it in the run, I lose time. My estimate accounts for this. So here is all my gadgets. They're all related to web stuff. So I've got the standard webs, a trap web, the trip mine, the bomb which just explodes web everywhere, the suspension matrix which lifts enemies up, electric web stuns enemies, concussion blast is just a force that blows things back. Impact Web is just a more powerful version of the web shooter that fires things backwards. The main gadget I'll be using is drones, but I'll more get into drones when we actually start the game. So, right. So now that I'm done with that, I'm gonna go in here. Right. So, I'm just gonna tell you guys to start the timer. Right. So if we go in 3, 2, 1. Then go. That should be fine. Thank you. My timer, I've got a timer running just for my timing stuff because a few things we need. Your timer and my timer will be slightly off because we start timing from the end of the first load screen rather than then. Right, so cool. So this is the heist. So the first mission we're doing is we're gonna go to a museum and look at and try and protect a painting known as the Maria from a bunch of hammerhead thugs. So cool. So I'm going to fast travel there, which takes me closer to where the mission spawn is. I'm going to go straight into a point launch. So a lot of the movement in this game is web slinging and web zipping. So as a web sling, this is a zip. That's a point launch. So whenever you web zip to something, you can launch off of it for a burst of speed. Alright, so this is the first fight. Skip the cutscene. Switch to drones. Right, so I'm going to wait for this guy to aggro a little bit. Then as soon as he said the right line, all the enemies aggro and then he'll fly towards the middle, where my drones just pick everything off. And then I just go where the next mission spawns is, which is right here.
I know some of these guys. That's Federico Fratelli and Sal Petrillo.
Those guys are part of Hammerhead's crime family, right?
And once this bit of dialogue with Mary Jane is finished, the cutscene trigger will spawn right here.
Make sure no one got in a different
Cheers
way.
right now.
I'll let you know if I find anything. Hey, what is that?
Cool. So now we're inside the museum. You can actually clip inside here, like you can in most buildings. But the issue is when you clip inside this building, there are no triggers in here to activate anything. The way out of bounds tends to work in this game is if there are specific trigger points in places, you can use them to skip through certain missions, but it's only with specific triggers that you can do it with. Right, so what I just did there was a super jump. So by holding the right trigger and holding X, you can charge up what's known as a super jump and use that for a burst of speed straight forward and upwards.
Got a handprint. Well,
And now I'm just collecting some different handprints or fingerprint stuff from items that guards have touched because none of them are around.
okay. I should have enough partials to reconstruct a handprint.
Right, so now the game loads up a puzzle, and as per usual with most modern games now, you don't need to do puzzles, they just added a skip option, so I enabled it, and now I can skip it. Cool, nice puzzle. There's 2 puzzles that you have to let load up in this, and then just skip straight through them. One of them's way later in the run. Alright, so I'm just going to walk into this building here. That's where all the guards are.
We're in.
Nice.
Gonna muck around for a minute here.
Looks like they were tranquilized. No signs of a struggle. Definitely not Hammerhead style.
So if
I'm talking about Hammerhead not having his style. So the whole story of this is
Let me check.
you're trying to work out why Hammerhead wants the Maria, the painting.
Figure out what's so special about it.
Right, so now the fights. So this is one of the hardest missions in the run because this first bit's completely consistent, but the rest of it is based on enemy spawns and where they happen. So I'm gonna try and deal with this as I see it. I tend to make hard reads of where the enemies are gonna spawn in and just kind of go with what I'm feeling.
Next time, try the gift shop.
So I drone up there. Yeah, chuck a drone in there because that's one of the worst ones to get. Okay, cool. That goes down. Hopefully, okay, there was no drone over there to deal with him, which is fine. Into that drone there, that guy should die. Yeah. That's the end of the first set of waves. There should be like another 5 or 6 guys that spawn in. Oh, that's actually not a bad spawn for where I am.
Maybe they'll have art classes in prison.
Oh, I was actually in his face and I didn't even realise. I thought it was in a different location. It's fine. I think that's the last dude, so I'm going to go over here and make the hard route. Nope, that wasn't the last dude, but it's fine. I was in the right position over here. Yeah, that was the last dude. Now, the last 2 spawns are always consistent. There's this guy over here. I can just web into the door. Okay, and Spider-Man likes to climb on walls. Thanks, Spidey. Go over here, take out the last dude. Alright. There's a bit of dialogue between Spider-Man and Mary Jane that happens here.
Peter, you there? You okay?
Yeah, I think I got them all. A lot of art.
And then there's another force fight that occurs. So during the force fight, I'm going to be using
My thoughts exactly. I'll head back.
I'm going to be using Spider Bro. Okay. Spider Bro, drone, drone. Go over here. Use a finisher on that guy. Thank you. Into a couple more drones. Do that. That guy. Drone over here. Drone over there. Should die. There should be one more guy left over here, and the last one. Very cool. Sorry about my dark webcam. I'll try and sort it out in a minute. I get a segment where I can stop when I put the controller down. I just noticed that on my screen that it's kind of dark. Right, so right there was a slingshot. So by using the ground pound and then web zipping or swinging out of it, you can maintain a bit of speed. So I use that to burst myself forward. Right, so mainly with swinging in this, you're going to be using the speed up boost that you get from pressing X at the apex of your downward swing, and then you just chain them together like that.
What?
Sorry. So what do you think was on that drive?
Good question. I'll start asking around.
Then I guess I'll start following cat prints.
Then the mission spawns right here.
Looks like another car bomb. Your family set it up this time.
Might be more.
Bombs under things?
So, this is an introduction to one of the new types of crimes in this DLC, which is using Spiderbot to defuse bombs. So, I'm going to be doing that real quick. So I'm going to go over here to the car, defuse that bomb.
Time to find the rest.
Go over here to this truck. There's a bomb in the back of the truck. Sorry, Mr. Rat. I literally press triangle game. It's fine, doesn't matter too much. Right, so go around here. There's always these 4 are always in the same cars, so you just need to memorize where they are. The only thing that changes is sometimes different cars are spawned in on the road. And if you get the bin lorries, they are the worst things in the world because their hitbox is absolutely ginormous. So you have to go around them. It loses maybe a second and a half if you have to go around one of them. Now I'm going to swing over here, so this puts me a little bit closer to the fast travel location that I need. It's about there. It literally only saves like half a second at most, maybe. But at least you go a little bit closer to where you need to be. Right, so the third mission that I'm going to in this actually goes over another part of the DLC, which is finding paintings for Detective Mackey here.
I played the fifth.
And
Not the new cat, the old one.
yeah, so he basically goes on about you need to detect him using the assimilation scanner in Spidey's suit because they're tagged with isotopes.
But we never found all the paintings he stole.
And yeah, they're placed all around the city, and you can go around and collect them all. We're only going to collect the first one, which is mandatory to continue the story of this. So that entire time, this entire time, I've been charging up a super jump to use one right there. Then I go through a chain of point launches. So movement in this game is rather freeform with how you want to do it. You do whatever you're comfortable with. Because generally the main way you can save time in movement in this game is by keeping not only a straight line, but by maintaining as much speed as you can and maintaining your chosen line. Because generally most things you do will get you to the speed cap fairly quickly. So this is a little bit sketch. I'm fine. Sometimes if you drop it too low there, you kind of lose all your speed. And if you lose all your speed, you might land on this building that I'm passing now. Nope, I didn't. Cool.
I have a scintillation counter in my suit that should do it.
Then go over here.
If I find anything.
Thanks, Spider-Man. If I can close the books on
So you detect the paintings over here. It is up here on this little balcony area.
One of those stolen
Do that. Right, so the next mission spawn doesn't actually appear for about 30 to 40 seconds while you're talking to the detective here. So I'm going to get as close as I can to the next mission trigger before it actually spawns in.
I'll send you some other locations we know Hardy frequented.
Sounds good. Wait, did you say Hardy?
Yeah, the original cat's name was Walter Hardy. I'll pull
Here we go.
more details next time we talk.
Walter Hardy, the original black cat.
Yeah.
Alicia Hardy, the black cat that I know. This appears to be a family business.
And the next mission trigger is just over here.
Peter, the police scanner just reported an active shootout.
Jump
around
over
the
here.
incident.
Right, so there's a little crane over there that you have to avoid because if you get too close to it, you'll web zip through it when you go for that web zip on the sign. And you just lose 10 seconds for grabbing it. I'm going to try to thread the needle. Hell yes, I got that. That was a good set of movement.
I'm not being subtle. I'm gonna shut this down before.
I'll throw a drone there, and drone there. Just kick these guys a little bit. They all died, cool.
Got them all.
Right, so there's a brute here. Brutes are just a minigun brute. They're annoying just because they block everything. We tend to just use finishers on them to get rid of them. Right, so
MJ,
I'm going to do a glitch here that's actually slower than doing this the way we usually do it, but I kind of want to show it off because it's pretty cool. It was recently discovered by another one of the spider runners called Saigyo.
Alicia takes her time.
So we got up here,
Not methodical.
Is she now?
do that.
I'll keep you posted. There's
Right,
MJ.
so we're going to use the camera here,
You looking at?
go here, and then as he jumps off the building, we're going to go manual save. Skip the cutscene. And usually it puts us in a fight, but if you skip the cutscene, we're outside of the fight area. So you can just go over here. And
You guys sure do
wait on this
conclusions.
water tanker here.
I'm not working for Hammerhead or any other crime family. I'm just wrong place, wrong time.
Real quick, just a minute.
Well, that was fun. Now where's Felicia?
And then all the enemies just despawn. So we can just skip straight to the end of the mission.
Damn it. Felicia has a son? It can't be. I mean, it could be, and I could be. No. I'm not gonna think about that right now. MJ, I found the cat, but she got away.
Really? How?
So now we're going over to the next mission type, which is with Screwball.
So each family has a drive. I wonder what's on them. Did you learn anything else?
Alright, so now we're going over here.
Okay. Sounds like she's helping Hammerhead make a power play on the other crime families.
Which could end badly for everyone.
The last thing the city needs is a gang war. I'll let you know if I turn up any info on those drives.
Here. Right, so the next mission type is Screwball. So Screwball has like missions that you can do, much like the Taskmaster ones in the main game. And yeah, so we're just gonna go introduce ourselves to her, kill her, and kill a few enemies.
Time to put Screwball's
Use
face
that.
back behind bars.
Use that.
Hey, didn't I lock you up already? No?
I don't know where the hell my drones went, but you know. There you go. And that's that fight done. Yeah, I don't know what happened with my webcam.
Nothing hasn't changed.
I have like 20 seconds to look at it now. Give me a second to.
What are they setting up anyway?
Right, while she's talking, give me a second here. That's the wrong thing. That's the thing I'm looking for. Right, that's probably helped it by a bunch. I just realised that dynamic range was turned on my webcam for some reason.
Some people.
Right, there we go. That should have fixed it. Right, so now that she's explained to us about her base things, right, we're going to go over here. Right, so this is another instance where the mission trigger doesn't spawn for about 20 to 30 seconds, but we have enough time to get to where it spawns. So we're going to go over here. A bunch of stuff with like learning this game is learning where all the mission triggers are and just understanding where they go. Right, so over here, so usually my landmark for this when I was learning was there's a red building, there's a red roofed building in the distance. You just follow that and you go straight towards it. And once you're past this crane, you go past 3 buildings, which is these ones, that one, and then it's this building here where you have to land on. And then the street right in front of me is actually the street where the next mission spawns. So you'll see this normal street just turn into a street with a bunch of with a ambulance in it and such to spawn the next mission. So should be in a minute here. Sorry, in like a few seconds, not a minute. There you go. Nice mission street.
Maybe the EMP.
Alright, so now we go down here. Talk to this guy. So this entire time I'm charging a super jump as well. Oh, I went too far away. So you want to be at the max distance from this guy. So when he says, but he'll recover, you can start running and do the super jump and get around the corner here. A little bit sloppy there. That piece of movement is one of the hardest pieces of movement in this entire run, just because of how hard a super jump is to turn sometimes. Alright, so that's the other puzzle that the game wants you to do. Give that a nice skip. Now I'm going to charge up another super jump. Use that to get a burst of speed forward here. And then the next fight is in this little alcove here. So this fight is I throw out 2 drones and the drones get rid of everything for us.
And here come some of his brothers.
So 1 and 2. And I kick this guy a couple of times. And there you go. Drones got rid of that all for me. And go to the next mission bit.
Better get back on the trail.
Use Spider Bro and just start throwing out drones. There's one more here. There you go. Okay, so that was perfect. Oh, I'm sorry about the feet. Right. So now we get a lovely mechanic of this game where the game gives you time to go and explore the city and do some of the side activity stuff. So I have to basically get to where the next mission spawns in, then I just have to wait for it to spawn. So Flo, if you've got anything that you need to say or anything to read out, please feel free to go now.
Okay. The reason Felicia's working for Hammerhead is because he took her
Do
son.
not have missions as of right now. I do want to remember that UKSG is running.
Other thing.
Yeah, it's running for the whole weekend. But what I wanted to say is that we are raising money for Crisis, which is a charity that aims to end homelessness. So yeah, I think that is a really good cause because there are so many people on the street who don't have a home, and I think we need to help those people. And Crisis is the perfect charity for that. So please, if you have some money left over, please consider donating to UKSG and thank you.
Cool. So the building I need to go to is over here. Thank you for eating my point launch there, game. It does that sometimes. So the mission trigger is actually down here in this little alcove here. So basically, during these arbitrary waiting times, the game has basically a range of which the missions can spawn in. So on this mission in particular, the reason why I'm running my timer alongside, usually most people do it to know their pace. I'm doing it because I need to know exactly where I am in all my waits, because this mission and some of the later missions have a range of which they can spawn, and there are different things that I have to do depending on depending on when they spawn, or something like this, a phone call. Because phone calls can happen at inopportune times, and if they do, they can actually delay the spawning of missions, which is obviously not what you want because you're already stood there waiting for it. So, the wait before the last mission in this, which is about a minute and a half long, Miles here phones you again, and he can phone you from anywhere between in like a 50-second range. And if he phones you right at the start of that range, it's fine. You don't have to do anything because his phone call is about 40 to 45 seconds long. But if he phones you at the end of the range, the phone call actually overlaps when the mission is supposed to spawn, so it doesn't spawn until the end of his phone call, and then an extra 15 seconds after the phone call has ended. Yeah, so during any phone call or anything, or any piece of like dialogue that is occurring, you can do what's called a backpack skip, which is where you open up your collection in the menu and you look at whatever collection, whatever item that you have in there. So the only one I've got is the menu, which you get from the first backpack. And yeah, it's the only one you need. It literally, you click it and Spider-Man says, "Oh, it's the menu from when me and MJ went on our first date," and that cuts everything else out. And then characters have to rephone you, or the dialogue will restart. And it doesn't restart for 10 to 15 seconds, which usually gives enough time for a mission to spawn in during that kind of range of it happening. Yeah, so this wait's nearly over now. It's got about 10 seconds left, and then we get to play. So this is exactly where Black Cat is in this mission, and we have to chase her throughout this next part of the game. So yeah, so that spawned in at the very end of the range. That lost me a second, just because of how the ranges work with this game. It's really weird.
Felicia, we need to talk.
Cool. So yeah, he's in his undies asking Felicia, "Yo, we need to talk, Felicia, please." And yeah, she throws an EMP at him, and he can't use his web shooters. When you're EMP'd, you also can't super jump either. I don't know why, because they use his legs. So apparently, when you're EMP'd, you can't use your flesh. So I've got to do this little parkour section here, and there are actually a couple of things that we do to speed it up. You can save about a second and a half, 2 seconds during this mission by doing a couple of little tricks. So everything else is played kind of normal here. So you're meant to actually go through this big crowd of people ahead. It's actually about a second faster to jump on this police car and go over here, and then jump over here. Right, so there's actually a cutscene that plays on this road where Spider-Man gets hit by 2 cars. Oh, I apparently got it in the air. You're meant to jump into the sign. It doesn't save any time really, but I tried to hit the sign so it stops the cutscene, but I somehow activated the cutscene at the same time. I love this game. This game is so janky. Alright, so now the EMP runs out and she flash grenades us. Now I can swing through the sewers here. The subway. I'm thinking of a different DLC where you go into the sewers. Alright, so because I'm on the easiest difficulty, friendly neighborhood, I can just swing through these electricity walls. They don't do any damage to you on friendly neighborhood. So yeah, you can just swing straight through them, so you don't have to worry about dodging or anything. And all you gotta do is just make sure she doesn't get too far away, because if she gets too far away, she either escapes or you lose time. And then the hardest mission, and then the hardest part of this entire DLC is actually right here. So this is the Black Cat capture. This is honestly one of the hardest parts of the entire DLC. So this part of the mission is incredibly specific, and your movement has to be perfect for it. So I have to go over here, shoot a bunch at her, go over here, shoot her again, go over here, and video game ruined it because I was too high. It's fine, doesn't matter. Okay, now I've actually caught her now. Just need to go over here, and there we go. So that was actually pretty standard. Oh, paused too early there. And cool. So that was the Black Cat capture. And now we get to go to next mission trigger.
Hey, you get it this time?
Yeah. She's gonna stall Hammerhead while we
Right.
try to find her son.
So
Did she tell you if you're...
She didn't say.
so in the story of this,
Are you sure?
Black Cat has been working for Hammerhead, stealing these data drives.
Wouldn't be working for someone like Hammerhead.
And she says to you it's because of her son. So this entire part of the conversation is
Number you sent me.
Peter and MJ discussing how to find Black Cat's son. And then Spidey goes, hang on a second, I'm kind of hungry, I need a pizza. So he phones our boy Eddie here. And Eddie's a real bro. Because he lets Spidey have a double pepperoni pizza basically for free, and also delivers it to a rooftop for him, and also delivers it within 4 minutes for him. Well, within 2 minutes actually. By the time you get there, by the end of this conversation, it's under 3 minutes before he gets it there. So you know, Eddie's the god that we all deserve. And then Spidey gets to enjoy pizza in his underwear. So yeah, that's what we all love. Good old pizza in our underwear. So yeah, this is pizza time for everyone who likes Spider-Man 2. And our boy Eddie will be ready in a minute. So I'm gonna go throw a bin on this rooftop over here as well, because there's a nice little rat that we have affectionately named in the Spider-Man community. So over here is a nice bin. I'm gonna throw it at the wall. I'm gonna try and push it over, because I'm looking for my boy. So there's a rat that can spawn that comes out of this bin that we've lovingly named Pepperoni, because Pepperoni's our boy. Where are you, Pepperoni? I need you. I need you to bless the run. Pepperoni, where are you? No! Oh, dude, we lost him. We lost Pepperoni to the gods. Alright, if I leave it for like a few seconds, he might spawn in late. Rest in peace, our boy Pepperoni. Oh, there he is! I found him! There he is, there's our boy. There's our boy Pepperoni.
Oh man, what am I gonna do with that kid?
Yeah. Pepperoni's come back, don't worry about it, we found him. We found him. He's actually survived being thrown off the building before. He just still comes out the bin. He's like, what the hell happened, guys? You threw my home. Oh, he despawned. No, that's even worse. That's a definite curse run now. Alright, so the pizza chair spawns about here in about 30 seconds time. And then we get to move on. So, this DLC actually is the only DLC that has a couple of different mission types in terms of not just straight combat or stealth. So The first one was the Black Hat catch, and now the second one is we actually have a Mary Jane segment in this run, which is what we're coming up on. The Mary Jane segments and by contrast the Miles segments are actually some of the hardest mission types in the game, especially in a speed run, because we do very, very risky things. We basically do like stuff that you do in Metal Gear to get past enemies. So we tap enemies on the shoulders and we try and kill them from, or try and stun them from miles away. There is pizza in your underwear. That. Alright, cool. Now we get to play as Mary Jane. We have to sneak in here and get a hold of some information about Black Cat's son. Go over here.
What do I do if the kid looks like Peter?
We've got to take some pictures, so we've got to take that picture there. Snap that. Got to wait for this guy to stop walking, and then once he stops walking, or near the stop, you can just kind of run around him. Not have to worry about him. Take that photo. And then you shock this guy from the other side of the planet. Because for some reason she lunged... Only on that dude does she lunge forward, like miles. Right, so now I've got to wait for this guy to walk. Go around here. Gonna press this button here.
I'll look through it later. But now, gotta get out of here.
And then we're gonna go over here. Right, so this is actually the hardest part of this mission. Gonna wait for that guy to start walking. Gonna go around here. Alright, so that guy can see you. He's not the best at seeing you. You've got to go here. Tap him on the shoulder there. Run around him. And that is the Mary Jane bit, which is one of the hardest parts of the run. Okay, good. Right, so now we fast travel over here. And we've got how Black Hat fight off a bunch of guys. Oh, look, he's on the subway in his underwear. Spider-Man just doesn't care. So yeah, I fast travel because it spawns us closer, just spawns us a bit closer to the mission. Okay, drones. Shoot a drone out, get this guy. Throw out drone. Throw out more drones. Knock that guy out because he was in the way. This guy spawn in.
No details yet, but I've got more books to go through.
Keep looking.
Take out that guy finisher, go up here. Drones, sorry, there's a lot going on. Most of it is just placing drones in places where I know that enemies will die. That's the end of that mission. Alright, cool. That's basically... Okay, Spidey, thank you for that. Oh god. I saved that because I webbed it to the wrong location.
Good info from that laptop?
I'm still decrypting the data.
Right, so... In this mission, after Mary Jane has finished talking, Miles has to phone you. Or he doesn't have to phone you, but Miles can phone you within a range of about a minute 20 passing to about a minute... 2 minutes 30 on your segment timer. This is why I have my timer running, as I said. Basically, the later he phones you, the more time you lose if you let the conversation play. So as I said, I will be doing a backpack skip, which is going into my collection and basically disabling his dialogue for 15 seconds to try and let the mission spawn. So lately he's been pretty mean to me and he's never phoned me at the right time, or he just doesn't phone you at all. Sometimes he just doesn't phone you. He's just like, no, I'm not picking up the phone to you, Pete. And that's fine because the mission always spawns at the right time then. So go over here to the docks. So this is the only bit of this mission that's kind of random of when the mission will actually spawn in. So hopefully he's actually kind to me. Hopefully he doesn't destroy me like he has been. Right. We're nearly at the dock. Well, we're at the docks already, but we're nearly at the bit that I need to be at. And he's already passed the time for phoning me at the right time, so yep. He's going to phone me late or not phone me at all. So I need to go over here, set up Impact Web for the stealth mission. Alright, cool. He has phoned me late, so I need to do a backpack skip. So I need to backpack skip at a particular time, or he phones you again before the mission spawns. So his phone call here is about how he joined the basketball team and how he decided to, you know, dunk the basketball. And Peter goes, "Nah, you can't do that." But we all know in one of the films, I think, yeah, the Amazing Spider-Man film, he dunks it in himself. So I can guarantee you that this Peter Parker has probably dunked the basketball at some point.
It was so perfect. I wish you'd have been there.
Miles,
I won't do it
Right,
again.
so
I promise.
that disables his dialogue for a minute here. Well, I say for a minute, for like 15 seconds. And the mission should spawn in about 5 seconds time. Approximately. I don't know off the top of my head. There it is. That was about 4. It does kind of vary. Cool, so now this is a stealth mission with Black Cat helping us. She's not the most useful thing. I may use her once or twice if I need to. But she's generally not that useful, so I'm going to go over here. Kill that guy. Impact web, switch to drones. Kill that guy. Throw out a drone. Switch to impact web, shoot that guy. Switch to impact web. Do that.
Let's keep it going.
Do that. Throw a drone. Dodge cancel that.
looks like about 9 guys left.
1 per life. Let's not mess this up. 2 of them and 2 of us.
Should be the last guy.
That's all of them.
So if any of them catch you, you automatically fail the mission. So you have to do it like that.
Just a bunch of boxes. Better keep looking. Pianos. That building.
Open those. Then this guy wants you to be open.
Gotta be in one of these.
Alright, so now there's 2 fights I've got to do. This one here.
Hammerhead thugs and stable weapons. The perfect mashup I never asked for.
Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Ground finishes are slow because they just take forever. Air finishes are fast, but I want to do a finisher on that guy to get a drone back. There you go. And now I need to throw the gun, or I can't finish the mission. There you go.
Felicia, are you hurt?
Oh, where the hell is this one dude? Oh, there you are. Thank you. I'll die. Right. Right, so now I'm going to, after this cutscene, I'm going to reset the checkpoint. Resetting the checkpoint does 2 things. Resetting the checkpoint refreshes my web ability, my suit power, which is Spider Bro, but it also despawns a few of the enemies right at the end for no real reason. It just kind of checkpoints you a little bit further in, so you have to do it.
APCs, rocket launchers, miniguns? What did you guys not steal from Sable?
Got the brutes. This guy.
Damn. Gotta clear these guys.
That was fairly good.
And that's it.
Now I've got to go into this building here, and then we're going to get near the end of the run now. Right.
If there's a tracker on that drive, Felicia's in trouble.
So now I've got to do a bit of movement towards the final, towards Black Cat's apartment, as it's going to get blown up.
Hammerhead knows where you are, and he's
The time is when the final cutscene starts. I'll try and call it at the right time. It's kind of hard.
Hell out of you, and here you are trying to save me. How can you be so damn nice all the time?
It's not about
Right.
being
So you can take many routes to get back to Black Cat's apartment. Most of them are about the same speed. You just need to make sure that you are keeping your straight line and you're maintaining your momentum and not making mistakes. And you will always save the most amount of time.
I'll miss you.
Wait, your penthouse, he's rigged it to explode!
Don't worry.
Go over here, gonna web zip off that.
Left.
This puts me at the right height to get to where I want to be in a second here.
Hang on, Felicia. I'm coming.
Go over here. And time is time. So yeah, so that is GG's. So yeah, that is Marvel Spider-Man: The Heist. This is one of the this is the longest DLC. Yeah, this is the longest DLC and also one of the easier ones to learn. So if you want to pick up this game, this is the category I'd recommend that you start with. It's fairly straightforward. There's no glitches, so because the only one that I showed you is actually slower. There's a different way of doing that fight. But yeah, so shoutouts to Pestlist for all the stuff he did with the DLC. Shoutouts to the other Spider-Man guys like Psycho and Vortex. Other than that, I'm all right, and yeah, feel free to cut me off whenever. I think it's Captain Toad's Treasure Tracker next.
Yes, exactly.
Yes, it is. Yes.
Thank you very much, Rebel Dragon, for your Spider-Man run. Coming up next, we have Captain Troll Treasure Tracker any percent, run by Green Snowdog. So, if you're ready for adventure, we'll see you after a short intermission. We'll be right back.